Well, to call the foreclosure crisis a big problem is a bit like calling Paris Hilton an indictment of the education system. Sorry, I had to take up Peter's mantle. Sorry, but I mean, it is a serious problem. Thousands of people have lost their homes, neighborhoods have spiraled into blight, and massive financial institutions have failed because mortgages have gone bad. Given the scope of the problem, it is a surprise to some that one of the most promising responses to this crisis has come from a housing inspector in Dayton, Ohio. John Carter recognized that foreclosures were hurting neighborhoods in Dayton as abandoned buildings crumbled into decay. He also realized that many of the leading companies that ended up as owners of these properties didn't realize there was a problem. They had acquired so many properties that they simply couldn't keep up. So Carter came up with an innovative solution. John became a broker of blight information. He created an electronic list of the companies that own Dayton's abandoned properties so that he can regularly contact them about the buildings that were falling into disrepair, and then he connects with contractors, the people who actually fix the problem, and all of this, having all this information has made it just much easier for the owners to keep up with their properties and keep them in good condition. The results: today, private companies repair 250 homes a year that the city would otherwise have to board up. That saves the city a lot of money, which pleases the mayor, who is with us here, city council is represented here, and no doubt his mother, who's also here and is also a Dayton taxpayer. And that keeps Dayton's neighborhoods from slipping into blight. Now, with the foreclosure problem spreading across the country, Carter's strategy is a promising solution for localities from coast to coast. And it's the kind of thoughtful approach that has earned John Carter the award of Public Official of the Year. John Carter.
Okay, as a housing inspector, I'm not really used to doing public speaking like this, so please, so please bear with me. In 1992, I received a phone call from a friend that had just started working for the City of Dayton's Civil Service Department. She tells me, "You love this city so much, you should come work for the city." And trust me, they're in dire need of some really good employees right now. I just want to point out that my mayor is here this evening. This was before your administration, so it's no reflection on you. My hometown of Dayton, Ohio is known for innovation, both in ideas and tangible inventions. This innovation, idea, this thing that I had to come up with that I affectionately call the bank project that saves lots of taxpayer dollars, works because I developed over 500 working relationships throughout the default mortgage industry. When Governing Magazine sent me the information package about this evening and our thank you speech, I was so relieved to find out I didn't have to mention and thank all of them. How did I get here where Governing Magazine discovered me? I like to think that I'm following in the footsteps of both my grandfathers, John Carter, for who I'm named after and retired from the City of Dayton's Water Department, and Gene Daly, who was a battalion fire chief in New York City. Talk about civil service footprints to follow in. And brought up by a courageous, self-employed, single mother who raised 4 kids, who herself had been raised in an orphanage in a Catholic mission on the Yukon River in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness. Talk about learning determination. Having these three iconic figures in my life, maybe it was just a matter of time before I got here. And who knows, maybe my mother, who's sitting right over there, had been a hockey mom and wore lipstick. Maybe I'd be giving a speech down the street. Among my colleagues and friends, it's often jested that I think outside the box so often that I live outside the box. So when I realized a growing problem several years ago that was not being resolved or properly addressed with available tools or established traditional methods, I relied on my footsteps, my determination, and thinking outside the box to help my city. I am oh so appreciative for Alan Greenblatt and Governing Magazine for recognizing another innovation from Dayton, Ohio. This evening is indeed an honor and a privilege to join these extraordinary public officials for this recognition, and I am humbled by their work and by your inclusion of me with them. And now I have a few more icons to look up to and admire. Thank you all.